Well, we think we do.
Can you hear me, Kevin?
We're getting better at it. It's a lot of fun, at least. Let's time. It's time for us to welcome our guest every Friday night at 7 o'clock. Moses DeWitt, Tampa attorney at law. Just call Mo.com for all your legal needs. That's all you have to do, just like the commercial said. Mo, how was your week?
My week was great. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, I'm doing great, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. So last week you said you had a pretty hectic week of being in court.
I
This week
did.
was a little less hectic.
A little lighter, not as many trials, so that was kind of nice. Although I did have a bullet go through the window. I don't know if I told you about that.
A bullet like from a gun.
That would be correct.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Huh?
What kind of law you practicing?
I mean, hey,
What's going on here?
dangerous world we live in.
Oh,
Now,
wow. Yeah. Uh, you're okay, right?
oh yeah, it was completely random. It happened at like 3:30 in the morning. It was just some downtown gunfire apparently, and went in one window, out the other, shattered both of them. Got a few other offices in the building, and made for an interesting morning.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Never had that happen. I was once on the turnpike and a guy threw a beer bottle and he had a truck in front of me, threw a beer bottle. The beer bottle went through my windshield and hit me in the chest.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
It
pretty
it was
intense right there.
it was a very intense. It was a Bud Light bottle. I was so impressed that the bottle stayed intact and it went through my windshield. And I was doing about 80 on the turnpike
Man, I guess
in a rental car.
they protect their beer well.
Yeah, yeah. Ruined the entire weekend. I had the rental car. I
Whew.
was picking it up to go pick up some buddies. We were going out of town. It took about 4 hours to replace the car. I messed up the entire trip. Anyway, um, we have a question. Well, I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna ask the question now before we get to the case of the week.
Sure.
Can I sue yoga pants?
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear the details.
Just causing problems, man.
That's it.
That's it. Just reckless eyeballing. I believe a lot of things would be better if we could just get rid of yoga pants. Keep my eyes where they're supposed to be, focus straight.
I feel like this was an
What
episode of
about it?
Seinfeld, except with no bras.
Oh, okay. Maybe so. Maybe so. All right, let's get to the case of the week. I was just thinking about stuff in the wrong way. All right, what do we have this week, Mo?
All right, so obviously got something very important to bring to my panel here to get their feedback. So
Yes.
this is a case where some parents sent their young child, about 12 years old, over to one of his friends' houses to have a little slumber party. And they're over there, doing, I guess, what 12-year-olds do. And someone puts some wrestling on and they start, wrestling around. And then old fat dad decides to get involved. And he comes in there thinking he's a 12-year-old, starts wrestling with the kids. And he does like I think the best way I could describe it is like a sweeper kick. Kind of shoots his leg out, sweeps it around. Thinks he's a real funny guy. And he hits this kid's leg, snaps it in such a way that it just flips backwards. So his knee was facing one way, it's now facing the other. So the question is there any sort of case here? Is there any personal injury case? Is there a criminal case? What do you guys think?
Okay, let me run it back to make sure everybody has it here. So we have a 12-year-old that goes to a slumber party. They start watching wrestling, then naturally they start wrestling, and then the dad gets a whiff of it. He decides he wants to get involved. So Fat Dad, as you called him,
Keeping
he
names
starts
anonymous.
wrestling with one of the. Okay, right, right. Fat Dad starts. He gets in and he's, hey, I want to show you a couple of moves. So he does something real funky with his leg and ends up clipping the kid, and the kid ends up just totally snaps this kid's leg, and the kid is like, what the hell are you doing, Fat Dad? All right,
You got it.
Mo. Let's start with you, Mo. A cat named Mo. What do you have on this?
I don't know if there's a criminal charge that can be had. I definitely think that he is liable and that the parents of the child could sue for medical and pain and damage. And he, the fat dad, might be able to cover it through his homeowner's insurance because it happened there. Although I would say the homeowner's insurance would probably deny it because fat dad was a fat dummy and wrestling with the kids. But definitely, I think that the injured kids' parents have a lawsuit for pain and suffering and hospitalization and all of that against the fat dad. I don't think he walks, no pun intended.
All right, what you got, Spike?
Well, this is kind of case that I usually give our first year attorneys in the firm. This is a case of no harm, no foul. Now, maybe the the dad will pay for medical, but you relinquish all your rights and responsibilities when you drop your kid off at my house for babysitting examples. So there you go.
All right, the old babysitter
really
defense doctrine.
Yeah, I don't really know what that was. Okay, JR, what do you got on this here fat dad situation?
I think at one point you could probably make this into also a criminal case. The kid could say that, you know what, he was assaulting me. My broken leg ended up in the battery or in some sort of way. File criminal charges against the father, have him go to jail, and eventually you could actually you could probably sue him for negligence and making him at risk for his safety. So yeah, he's at fault.
All right. I think I agree with JR, and to build on that, all I heard was that a grown man snapped a 12-year-old's leg. Of course. I think that there can be a criminal case made, but I don't necessarily know that that's how it turned out. But he's definitely financially liable, and if he has a homeowner's insurance, they'll probably pay the claim and then cancel his insurance.
All right.
That's all I have on that. Yeah.
Okay.
First year law clerk, come on.
So do you want to find out what happened, or should we save it for next week?
No, we gotta know what happened.
Okay.
We definitely gotta know what happened. Did we miss anything? Is there any other details that we needed to know that you might have come to you while we were?
No, I think those are the main details, and I mean, you had some good insight. So
the kid voluntarily went over to the house, right?
Voluntarily, he was there.
They were horse playing.
How would he not go there non-voluntarily?
That's a whole different case.
Y'all threw him in the trunk.
Y'all call it criminal. I'm thinking if it's criminal, it can't be criminal if they do just went over there voluntarily.
You know what?
Your case.
Now y'all want to
I
come
bet
up.
this kid was talking trash, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, right. I bet you can't suplex me.
Well, I mean, of all the kids there, he could have. Yeah, come on, fat daddy. He was the one calling him fat daddy, and fat daddy got up real. Oh, I'll show you, and whoops, whoop, whoop. Next thing you know, we got a damn broken leg.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. So
What
he's
happened?
clearly
What
taunting him, and it was all the kid's fault, and that's the end of it. Right. No. So this case, so the interesting thing here is, the parents of the kid who was injured wanted to press some sort of criminal charges. They were really pretty upset by this whole thing, and understandably so. I don't know if it rises to criminal liability, but the police were involved. They were called. They interviewed everybody. At the end of the day, it was certainly reckless, but was it intentional? Probably not. And that's really where this case turns. So if it was intentional, then it would be criminal. And if it was intentional, then you cannot get the homeowner's insurance, like Kevin said. So because it was an unintentional tort, they could go after the homeowner's insurance for the injuries to the child. And the child actually did need surgery in this case to fix his leg, to flip it back around. So ultimately, the parents opted not to try to pursue any sort of criminal angle. Again, I don't think there was really a criminal angle here, but potentially there could possibly be. But if they go the criminal route, then they lose the insurance route. So you can't have both. So ultimately, they dropped the criminal angle. They made a claim against the homeowner's insurance of the parents, and the kid was compensated pretty well for his injuries, and he now has a trust fund.
Oh wow!
Boom.
I have a question for you. Let's take the fat dad out of the situation, and let's say the injury was caused by fat dad's son who was hosting the party. How would this be different?
So it would pretty much be the same. So you'd still have the homeowner's insurance that would kick in because it happened on the property. There'd probably be less likely for any argument of any criminal liability, certainly. But again, the homeowner's insurance kicks in because they own the property. If they were renters or if they were at, a third-party location, then you may just be possibly out of luck, and there may not be any insurance to go after to cover all these medical bills.
Right. This reminds me, as a kid, I had a trampoline.
Oh.
And this is why my dad never wanted other kids, like strange kids, on the trampoline, because we did have a neighbor who broke an arm, and we settled it just between us. There was no homeowners called. It was just, hey, give us the bills and we'll pay them type of thing. But yeah.
Probably smart.
And that's what I thought happened in this case here. That's usually how we do it in our parts.
What do you mean our part? No, people are quick to sue these days, and if you're gonna sue, you're probably gonna need a lawyer. So there you go.
Yep. And sometimes you can
JustCallMo.com.
settle it even without suing.
Yeah, but you don't get the pain and suffering with that.
No, you do sometimes. I mean, most cases are settled
Okay,
pre-suit.
right.
Most cases these days you don't actually file a lawsuit. Some you do, of course, but a lot of them are settled pre-suit, and you can still make a claim for the pain and suffering. And like in this case, it was a policy limits case, so we got the full policy limit on the homeowner's insurance policy. So once they realized that, there was no need to pursue it, file a lawsuit.
Oh, let me ask you this. Is there a difference between a homeowner's insurance case if it's someone is at fault? So let's say the kid was over the house and he just slipped in the kitchen and hurt himself, as opposed to the guy did a leg sweep and hurt himself. Is there any difference in the suit, in the homeowner's suit?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to show that there's some sort of negligence, typically on the part of the homeowner. So like I once had someone call me and it was their house and they fell down the stairs. And I'm going, okay, well, who are you going to sue? Yourself? And what was wrong with your stairs? There still has to be
a real call.
That was a real call. That was a real call. So you have to show some sort of negligence that something went wrong, in order to make a claim against the insurance. So if the kid, slipped due to some sort of negligence, then yeah, you could still bring a claim. But if it was his own fault, then no, you couldn't bring a claim.
So my homeowner. Go ahead.
How common is all of this where someone gets hurt and it has to, you have to make a homeowner's claim? Is this pretty common?
I mean, it's hard to define common, but this type of case where kids are wrestling and there's a sweeper kick is probably fairly uncommon fact pattern. But every once in a while.
What about a dog bite? What about a dog bite? Wouldn't that be the same kind of thing?
Same kind of thing. Now, the problem with dog bite cases now is a lot of breeds have been excluded from the insurance policy. So if you have a German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Doberman, the person, even if they have homeowner's insurance, the homeowner's insurance is not going to cover any dog bites.
Oh, okay. Wow. I bet there's a lot of little dogs on those lists, too, because those little dogs are biters. Those little yappers.
I mean, those are the
they'll
sleeper
tear those
dogs. They'll
ankles
get
up,
you.
man. Yeah, I've been bit plenty of times. A Yorkie will tear you up. Trust me. Don't do it. You have any pets, Mo?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs.
Any? Wow, what kind of dogs do you have?
So I have a white German Shepherd, a little black dog that we were told was a black German Shepherd, but he never grew, and then a pit bull mix.
Wow. You going to add to that?
Well, we did have a second German Shepherd, but he passed away a couple years ago. So we had 4 dogs. So we're down to 3, which is plenty in my opinion.
Oh wow, white German Shepherd. That's a pretty dog. I just looked it up. I've never seen one before. That thing looks like a wolf.
Yeah, they do.
Well, there's your hobby right there. You said your hobby is picking up poop.
Pretty much picking it up and stepping in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Oh man, okay, that's pretty good though. Yeah, I've gotten to the point now where I definitely want I want to get another dog. I want a puppy though. I want the puppy experience. I haven't had that.
That's a good
And
experience. I mean, everybody loves a puppy.
yeah, it's like getting a new car, you know? You want
Exactly.
to have the experience. Yeah. And the pandemic was the perfect time for me to do it, but I'm going to get in on it at the end of the pandemic, and when I come back to the building, I'm bringing my dog with me.
Okay.
I'm going to be one of those. I'm going to be one of those people.
Emotional support dog.
So, they just radio support dog, yeah.
Okay.
Might put him on the mic. Might you never know, man.
There
The
you go.
dog's got something to say. So Mo, we appreciate it, man. As always,
Mo,
we will definitely talk to you next Friday.
Mo,
Um, yes, Spike.
Mo, you in the cross player?
I played previously. Played a little bit in college. Are you looking at that helmet on my Facebook page?
No, actually, it's a guy named Joe called and said, congratulations. He want to give you a big shout out and congratulations. He said he played not hockey, lacrosse with you. Joe LaBuffa.
So now,
Oh.
now Spike is taking calls.
All right.
Lord.
You know
All
who that
right, the
is,
web.
right?
Not off the top of my head. What's the last name?
Buffa.
Oh, I do know who that is, actually. Yeah.
Just give him a shout out. All right, man. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, no, he lived in the same neighborhood as me growing up.
All right. Mo, I hope
I
you
don't-
get a rebate for that.
Yeah,
last
I don't.
30 seconds.
I think I know what's going on. I don't know, you people.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what's going on too. Okay, we appreciate it, man. The website is justcallmo.com. Check out the website, justcallmo.com, and that's all you need to do. Mo, we'll speak with you next Friday at 7 p.m.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys then.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Take care. All right. 727-579-1025, 800-771-1025. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we'll see what happens. You never know.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.